perfect for documentary purposes.
Oh, perfect.
So this is your live screen here, and those are your questions right there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, hey,
right.
Stoke meter.
What's up, everybody?
It's Rob Jakes.
We're doing this.
They're already coming in?
I'm here at Jeff McKee's house in lovely Winter Park, Florida. And yeah, here to answer some questions and talk about our beautiful product here with Slingshot. Good. How messy is Jeff's house? It is not messy at all. He's kind of got OCD, cleans everything all the time. He's actually got the broom out right
We got a
now.
lot of people hanging out.
The only thing messy about it is really just me and Garrett and the dog.
Alright, I'll leave you to it, bro.
So, yeah. Perfect. So where should we start? Gentlemen? Ladies and gentlemen, sorry. That was kind of rude of me to just single out the gentlemen. Alright, so I actually have my board, the Reflex, with me right now, and it is beautiful, right here. Really into it this year. We did some changes to it. We actually turned up the edges of the board, so if you're sliding on rails, the edges won't actually make contact with the rail, so it's really difficult for them to blow out. And yes, this is 2010, Sarah.
How do you want these other ones?
Yeah, the other ones would be awesome too. And when we turned up the edges like that, we also stiffened it up in the middle a little bit. So it really emphasizes the flex on the tip and tail. And it is a subtle 3-stage rocker, which is kind of like a blend between a continuous and a 3-stage. So it's got a good amount of kick like a normal 3-stage board, but it's still real consistent and smooth like a continuous board. Thanks, Garrett. And I'll stand back so you can see it. Dang.
Bring your green hat.
So it's a pretty one. I'm a big fan of the graphics. Oh, thanks, Garrett. Yeah. They just said something about that too. They're like, man, it's a little dark in there. So yeah, that is the Reflex. It's got a nice round tip and tail, so it's nice, smooth, consistent transition when you're pressing on a rail and whatnot. I think the backlight's a little much. And yeah, something I do want to clear up about the Reflex is a lot of people think that it's strictly a rail board, a strictly cable park board, and that's not true. A lot of people will come up to me and ask that. So I ride it on the wake and I ride it on the rails. I designed it for both. It's just the design of it with the rocker and the way that the rails are turned up and the round tip and tail, it makes it ideal for rails. But it was designed with the wake in mind for sure as well. The display model in the background is Garrett Cortese from Alliance. He's a gentleman, a scholar. Alright, Larry, the board doesn't have typical grooves on the bottom of it like a normal traditional board. How does that affect the tracking? It really doesn't. The way, I'm not going to call out other companies, but some channels will work. But a lot of channels won't do anything. A lot of them are there just so when people are in shops selling boards, you can get the customer to feel the grooves on it so they can have the illusion that it's really getting stuff done. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not saying all channels are bad or anything like that, but we at Slingshot believe that the flatter and cleaner the board is, the smoother it'll ride, and I'm a big fan of it. Gabby, yes, I do ride a Slingshot at the boarding school. I don't actually have any of the bindings with me right now. I left mine at home because I'm at Jeff McKee's house, but I'll have him bring some out in a little bit. So So yeah. Okay. So, anyone have any questions about the reflex or anything before we want to move on to maybe another board? Crumb. Yes, we will do that right now. I'm gonna stand back a little bit and I'll show you all the boards and the graphics, everything first, and then I'll come back in and kind of do a Q&A on everything. So, be right back. This right here is one of our girls' boards. This is the Pearl, which is pretty much the same shape as the Response for the males, but with a beautiful little graphic and size for the ladies. Now this is black with a nice silver in here just in case your colors aren't working right. Now that is our continuous rocker women's board built for smooth, fast riding. This is the Drama. You can't really tell, but in the background there's kind of some snake skin. It's pretty sweet. Awesome. This is our 3-stage board. This is basically the recoil for the women. And size for the women, other than that, same thing, girly graphics. Gold base, pretty epic. I love it. Nothing else to say about it besides that it's awesome and it's my high school colors. Woo. Okay. Now, here we have the recoil. This is our heavy popping 3-stage board. Jeff House rides this one a ton. Aaron Aubrey does as well. They love it. They get crazy pop on it. Graphics are kind of like a bomb thing for explosive because it pops like crazy. And yeah, this is going to be a little bit slower than the rest of our boards in the line just because it's a heavy 3-stage, but it's also going to pop a lot harder straight up. And here we have Jeff McKee's gem. This is the Response. He likes to call it the sickest board ever. That's why that's right there. And this is our continuous rocker board. Very fast, nice, clean, consistent pop off the wake. And it's just a nice riding board. Lands super soft. This is the board that you want to try out first if you're just transitioning into flex boards. This board is great. This is what I first started riding until I started riding that reflex. It's really a good board. The graphics are very Jeff McKee inspired. This looks like a cassette tape from far away, but it's really a blueprint plan. It looks awesome. Jeff McKee's real into landscape, so it's got some stuff written on here about landscape. It's kind of funny. Not going to get into that now. Base is yellow, nice and poppy, very simple. We like to keep it simple that way. Alright, so now let's see if I have any questions. Let's go back through here. Rob Jakes is so hot, thank you. You are a gentleman. I'm assuming that's Garrett. Yeah, probably. Let me scroll up here. Alright, going back up to AJ Sharp. You wanted to know about the fins. In the reflex. The normal reflex is actually going to come with just detachable fins, just like normal. But there's actually going to be a version called the Reflex CE that it's going to have some molded fins as well. And that's going to be sweet. It's going to be a mid-season release, and I'm really looking forward to that one. We've been prototyping a little bit, and it rides awesome. So, dude, yes, we do have women riders at Slingshot. We have a girl out of Tennessee named Corey Dyer, and she shreds. She's a really good rider, and she is riding the Drama, I think, but I'm not completely sure. The board, Heather Johnson rode. I think she kind of switched back and forth between the Pearl and the Drama, but I think she ended up staying on the Drama. AJ Sharp, I'm not sure where in Tennessee she's from. Really have no idea, sorry. It's hard to keep track of some of these questions.
They come in quick, man.
They come in fast. Alright, I think I covered all those. Alright. Oh, sweet, we're back down, alright. Dude, would you say that Slingshot focuses mainly on freestyle riding? I'd say more focused on free riding than everything else. They just like that direction. They like expressing yourself the way you want to, and pretty much they're all about letting people ride the way they want to ride. And I'm a big fan of that. But some of our riders are good at contests. Like Jeff House, he destroys it in contests all the time. And same with Jeff McKee now. He's ridiculous. So we're not really against contests or anything. We're not going to hate on contests or contest riders, but they focus a little bit more on the free riding aspect, yes. Garrett's been lifting a lot. He's been hitting the gym. He's been putting up like, what are you benching now? Like 380 or something like that?
A few babies.
Yeah. Yeah, he's looking buff, Costa. That's awesome. So, any questions on any of the boards? Any specific boards? Girl, do I ride a case and a cider hat a lot? Not that much, but I try to whenever I can. We hit the cable park and some rails up a lot, and he's a fun guy to ride with for sure. So, is there any questions left on any of the boards? Say, let's have a Q&A on the response right now. Who's excited? I know Maurice is excited. Maurice is real excited. Garrett, you're such a manly man back there. Doing great. All right. Okay, Costa, I'm going to go over the reflex a little bit more for you. It's going to be really hard for me to show you what the edges look like with this webcam, but basically, if you look at a normal slingshot board, like our current ones, the base goes straight across until it connects with the edges. On the reflex, those edges turn up just like this, just a tiny bit, just so if you're riding flat on a rail and kind of built a little sketchy or anything, nothing's going to come up and clip and delam your rail. This is a Mac, yes. So I really like it, because I mean, there's been some times where I was hitting like sketchy handrails or something, or like a concrete ledge, and I mean, you can't help it, but your edge will blow open sometimes. It happened to any board. That's why we did this, to kind of correct that. It works really well. I haven't even come close to breaking one or delamming one yet, and we were in Texas doing some crazy winch stuff for a while, so it took some serious abuse. Let's go back up. Sometimes questions come in fast, sometimes they slow down a little bit, and then it's like, boom. Let's see. What are you eating? Is that corn?
We do fat Triscuits. I'm watching my figure.
Devo, who came up with the concept of slingshot? It is so cool.
Yeah,
To be honest, I have no idea.
The Lagos brothers.
I mean, the Lagos brothers kind of came up with the whole process of it. How it came up, not sure, but they're geniuses, and Tony and Jeff Lagauge out there in Oregon, they know their crap. I mean, they're pretty much scientists when it
Do
comes
they want a little
to
history lesson?
wakeboarding on the water. Oh, do you know?
The Lagoshes used to help shape Neptune wakeboards with Bill McCaffrey.
The Lagauges used to shape Neptune wakeboards with McCaffrey, and
Right.
that's awesome.
And then
Garrett knows more than me.
They were in the process, like they were in the board making kind of business, and then they didn't. I don't know. They just decided to go somewhere else, so they started doing kiteboards, and that was Slingshot Kite, and then they came back into wake with Slingshot wakeboards.
Look at you. Did you learn this from Bill? Or?
Yeah, I don't know from Bill.
Ah, cool. So yeah, that's a little bit of a history on Slingshot. How it kind of came about. I kind of do a little bit of that stuff, but not enough to tell a story about it. Look at this person from Boca Raton. No way. Devo, Colin Wright. I'm not sure what happened to him. I never really knew him that well, so I don't really know the story of what happened. Or I'm sure he still rides and whatnot, but I'm not the guy to tell you about it. I have no idea. Is that true?
That's right now. Then you had
Oh.
18 total.
Oh dang. Ooh, snap. Stop doing that. Stop that. Stop that.
Oh yeah, it's got 2-finger scroll. So that.
Oh, alright. Alright. These boards are incredibly sick for the rails of the projects. I was just out there the other day, and I was actually out there 3 or 4 days last week, just hitting rails, just having fun. And the boards are awesome for those rails. I mean, Pat knows how to build those things with like the perfect angles, perfect transitions. Everything's great about them. And these boards really, really excel out there, I'd say. I used to have a lot of fun hitting rails on like a traditional board, and it was great and all. But as soon as I got on to a slingshot like this, I was blown away. Just, it opens up so many more possibilities for what you can do, and it really just sparks the imagination and lets you go crazy.
What was the special project you were working on at the project?
I was working on a special project out of the projects. We're going to release a little video of it, but it ended up not working out too well. We were going to do this little kicker gap to a box, but then when we got there and saw the box that people were talking about, it's like 2 feet long, so not really slidable at 25 miles an hour. So we kind of canned that and ended up just filming a little bit, just normal rails. How durable are the flex boards? They're incredibly durable. I actually,
Shredtown videos.
yeah. Well, go to shredtown.blogspot.com. Is that it?
Yeah.
And watch some of their videos and some of the stuff they do. And I mean, they don't break boards. I've not broken one yet, and that's pretty awesome. I'm really excited about that. I get my one board at the beginning of the year, and I'd stay on that thing forever. So, let's get back in there. Would I be willing to hit one with a sledgehammer right now? I mean,
Should we crank on one?
we can crank on one if you'd like. I don't know if we really have a sledgehammer.
We don't own a sledgehammer.
If we had one,
what would 2 wakeboarders
I'd be
use a
okay with doing
sledgehammer
that.
for?
But we can do some cranking on one. Garrett, you want to flex those muscles?
Here, you crank. I'll hold the camera.
Okay.
What do you want to prop it up against? The chair? Put it between the chair and the floor.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, this is going to be awesome.
Am I going to break this chair? This chair can piss me.
I don't know, Jeff, is this going to break the chair?
Should we alright, huh?
Oh no. Is that going to mess up the chair?
Oh, yeah? No? You break my furniture.
We're doing a flex test.
We're trying to prove how strong our boards are here.
Take it outside.
Alright.
I don't have enough battery.
Oh.
I can make it to the door,
Alright,
I think.
go on the door.
I need an extension cord. Sorry. Pause. Oh man. Can you guys see that?
He ain't breaking.
That's upside down.
Pretty awesome.
Right side up?
I'm gonna slip.
Oh, here, I'll lock it in.
She just flexes. She doesn't break. Break tables. Doesn't break boards. So, alright. Come back in here with our super long cord. I'm sure that was exciting for everyone. It's exciting for me. I thought I was going to fall over. We had the idea to get both of us on it at the last second. Now
I'll do it.
we'll do it.
I got nothing but.
We'll do that a little later. We'll go. We'll move back to that.
I'll take Jeff's board. Well, since it's the sickest board ever.
Yeah. So let's go back, scroll up some of these questions. Let's see what we got. A lot of people are real stoked on us doing good out there, so that's good.
Good. They should be on Stoke meter. You can't. It's illegal to not be stoked on Stoke meter.
Specs. How many boards do I go through a year? I actually go through 2 because I just take one setup, use it for the wake only, and then I take another setup, use it for the rails only, and that's that.
And that's because you ride a lot.
Yeah, that's because I ride a ton. I could, if I really wanted to switch bindings out and whatnot all the time, I could just ride one board, but I like having the 2 setups for separate things. Boca Raton, how much do I weigh? I weigh 180 pounds. 6 feet tall. 6 feet 1.
Dirty blonde, blue eye.
Dirty blonde, blue eyes.
Likes long walks on the beach and SpaghettiOs.
Brother, good idea about putting Charlie on it and sending it flying. They want us to arm wrestle, or someone wants us to arm wrestle, but I'm afraid I'm going to get put down because you're benching like 4,000 pounds these days.
Benching babies.
Pearsonville, that's a really good idea about setting up demos and a demo tour. I would not be against that in any way.
Didn't Wade do one of those this summer, kind of?
Yeah, Wade Wagley, our wake team manager out there in Oregon, he actually did that a little bit through the middle of the country, but I would actually be down for doing something like that. That'd be nice. Yes, the dog's name is Charlie. It's actually a she, and the name spawned from Jeff McKee, and you found her too, right?